What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to my kitchen. Today I'm going to show you guys the best way to meal prep chicken right in your kitchen. Not only will every bite be crispy and full of flavor, I'm going to show you how to do it, but for every single day of the week. When you fail to prepare, prepare to fail. With this video, I'm going to make following your diet, losing weight, building muscle not only easy, but absolutely delicious at the same time. And if you want more delicious high protein recipes that'll fit right into your diet, that are perfect for meal prep, breakfast, dessert, lunch, whatever you're trying to do, and don't forget you can get my cookbook, which is available at the first link in the description box. All the details, step-by-step instructions, what to weigh out, everything you need to succeed at your diet this year. If your goal is to have that shirt off or be in that bikini at the pool this summer, then having this book in your pocket is by far one of the best decisions you can make. Link down below to check it out. All right, folks, without further ado, let's get this thing going. If y'all are ready to get another epic video underway, then as always, man, I'm here to do it for you. Let's do it! Yeah! We don't need anything too fancy for this video, just some basic household stuff. As long as we got 2 large mixing bowls and a baking sheet, this is gonna be easy for anyone watching. But before we start making our breading mixture and putting it down in these bowls, we need to figure out how many pieces of chicken we wanna prep. So I'll set these to the side and I'll grab some boneless, skinless chicken breast. So I went ahead and laid out 6 of our chicken breasts on my cutting board. And the first thing I want to do is just trim any of the goofy stuff off of the outside. Basically, if it's white, you can get rid of it. It's kind of like Twitter. And then once you can flip it over, turn it around, and you don't see anything that isn't just pure chicken breast meat, you'll know you're good to go. Now we're going to repeat that step with every other breast. Now once all of these are trimmed, what we want to do is split each one of them in half. Most chicken breasts on average are going to weigh about 250 grams or so after you trim them. Our goal here is to split this into 2 halves that weigh 112 grams. All I'm going to do is take a knife, go right down the middle, and split this thing in 2. And boom, that's what it should look like. And now when we place it on the food scale, you'll see it weighs 132 grams. The only thing I'll do to make this 112 is pick it up, make a little incision right here, put it back on, 112 grams exactly. And if you look at these right here, this is exactly how we want it. Perfect size, perfect thinness. Literally, I couldn't do any better. Now, I'm gonna do the same thing to the rest of our chicken. And at this point, you can breathe a sigh of relief because the hardest part of this recipe is done. We got all of our chicken halved, weighed out, everything is good to go. Now, we're gonna move on to the Parmesan breading. So moving back to our 2 large mixing bowls, we're gonna set up 2 different types of breading. So in the first one, I'm gonna set this on a food scale, and the first ingredient we need is Italian seasoned panko breadcrumbs. Not only does this give us a crispy breading, but all the extra seasoning we're looking for is baked in already, so we don't gotta buy a bunch of different ingredients or worry about throwing a ton of extra stuff in. And what we're gonna do with this recipe is make 12 of our Parmesan crusted chicken breasts. So I'm gonna take the ingredients that I would find in the cookbook. I'm just gonna multiply that by 12, so we need to weigh out 240 grams. And then next up, to ensure we get that Parmesan flavor baked into every bite, we're gonna use powdered Parmesan cheese. Since we're doing 12, I'm gonna weigh out 60 grams. And then once everything's in here, go in with a spoon, stir everything together until all of that cheese is infused with the breadcrumbs. So now that we got the primary breading out of the way, let's move on to the secondary. And this one's gonna be stupid simple. Each one gets 10 grams of white flour, so we multiply that out, 120. Just pour that down in here. All right, folks, we got the breading station set up, and I'm gonna show you just how easy this is if you do it like I do. So grab one of your chicken breasts, toss it down in the white flour, and our goal here is just get this fully coated. I'll sprinkle some flour on top, move it around, just get it a nice dry coating. And then once it looks like this, we'll take it and give it a quick bath in some egg beaters. You can also use liquid egg whites or unsweetened almond milk for this. We'll dip it down in here, let it sit for maybe 45 seconds or so. And then once we pull it out, we'll let any extra drip off of it. You don't wanna make the breading bowl too sloppy. Then once that's finished, we'll transfer over to the main breading bowl. And then what I'm gonna do is go ahead, sprinkle some of the breading on top, try to cover up all those wet spots, grab it, flip it over, and we'll just rinse, repeat until this thing's looking good. And once it's fully coated and looks like this, we'll just take it and transfer it over to our baking sheet that we hit with some non-stick cooking spray. And now we're just gonna rinse, repeat until all of our chicken is breaded like that first piece. Little pro tip, I know meal prepping sometimes can seem like a lot of work and get a little boring, but I find during these times that if I just listen to podcasts, put on some music, music, maybe a TV show in the background. It makes this whole process go way quicker. Because think about it, at the end, not only will you have some meals to lean on, but you're gonna be doing your body some good. And here we go. I'm gonna finish this up, and I'll see you guys when all this chicken's ready to go. And here we go. Now that we have all 12 of our Parmesan crusted chicken breasts breaded, they're about ready to go in the oven. The only thing we need to do at this point is hit each one with a light coating of nonstick spray. That's gonna ensure that it crisps up how we want it and makes the overall experience more enjoyable. So I'm just gonna go through and give each one a quick little spritzing. And at this point, it's easy. All we gotta do is throw these racks in the oven at 425 degrees for 10 minutes. Go ahead and pop this one in. Toss in the other one as well. Got it. And there we go. Once this 10 minutes elapses, I'll be back and we'll check on them. And while we're waiting on the food, I got something I'm super excited to announce. So we launched Anabar March 17th of 2020. It quickly blew up, and a lot of people can contest in the comments that it's the best tasting protein bar on the market. Well, we took some of our most popular flavors and we're releasing a new product on the 1-year anniversary of the Anabar launch, which is Anabutter. Not only does this have less calories than regular peanut butter, but the taste is about 20 times, maybe even more. I'm gonna give you guys a little sneak peek just to show you what you're working with. Basically, we got Oreo pieces of white chocolate, and literally everything that makes Anabar great, but in a thick, chunky butter. Look at that, white chocolate, real cookie pieces. Literally every bite is like heaven. Spread it on your toast, put it in your oatmeal, solo a jar like me. When this drops on March 17th at 3 p.m. Central, you definitely want to be there because this is going to be super limited. We'll be launching these in both flavors, and if you guys like it, which I know you will, we're going to be doing all of our bars in an Anabutter version. But since these aren't out now, you can always head over to finalbossperformance.com, use code RJF10 to save some money on the best staying protein bar on the market. Anyways, it's time to check on that chicken. And after 10 minutes, we can see that they've started to get crispy. The breading is actually attached to it. It's not falling off anymore. It's looking pretty good. So what I want to do is flip each one of these over, and I'm gonna go ahead and give them all another light coating of nonstick. And now that that's done, all we gotta do is put these back in the oven, same 425 degrees, for about 10 to 15 more minutes. What we're looking for is that the internal temperature of each one reaches 165 degrees. I recommend, if you don't have one of these, an instant read thermometer, you should get one on Amazon. They're super cheap. I think this was about 10 bucks. Same with these extra large commercial stainless steel baking pans. They hold heat much better, much easier to cook a lot of stuff at one time. Perfect for these. If you want the exact models I have, look at the link in my description. It's all down there in my kitchen gadgets. So I'm gonna go ahead and toss these back in, and I'll see you guys when they're finished. And after about 13 minutes, all of these have came to temperature, and check it out. That breading is perfectly applied. It's nice and crispy on the outside, and the smells are phenomenal. Let me slice one open and show you how perfect this is. So if I grab a knife, just make some incisions. Ooh, boom. And look at how juicy that is on the inside. Perfectly cooked, crispy breading. What more could you want? Seriously, just look at those juices coming out when I cut it. Nice and moist on the inside, and you don't gotta worry about it being over dry like regular meal prep chicken. When you follow these steps, you can not only be eating healthy, something that's doing your body some good, but you can actually enjoy yourself at the same time. Now, when it comes to the actual meal prep portion of this, that's pretty easy. Get yourself some meal prep containers, get them on Amazon, Walmart, Kroger, wherever you shop, divvy them out into their own container, and then you just microwave them for later. And when it comes to side dishes, I'll recommend a few easy options for you. These instant rice packs, especially in the fried rice flavor, are amazing. If you want to do plain white Japanese rice, you can do that. These bird's eye steam bags are great. You can get some veggie pasta, toss the chicken down in. If you want more greens, you can go with a power blend. That works well too. And if you want to keep it super low carb, just go with some savory herb riced cauliflower. And then once you have your chicken sorted in here, you can either microwave it separate and then microwave the other stuff I showed you separate, or if you just open one of these up and pour it down in here while it's still frozen, it'll thaw overnight, and then you can microwave everything in one container. It really is that easy. And now that we went over all that, let's try these out. And we have reached the moment of truth, but first, I gotta let you know that Young LA dropped some new items yesterday, some new dope apparel, like the Immortal joggers that I'm wearing in this video. They're basically like sweatpants, except they're tight around the ankles, that way you can actually work out in them. They got wallet pockets, zipper pockets for your keys. You can also get some of these polar fleece shorts. This is in the polar white color, which these are the thickest and comfiest shorts I've ever worn in my life. Once again, Young LA always has wallet pockets for your keys, so these aren't just gym clothes. You don't know what to do with that stuff. We got the wash strip tees. They had jacket straps. drop. They have the San Andreas hoodie dropping. And with all this stuff, they really pay attention to detail. You get really cool branding, subtle, unique. Not a lot of people have this stuff. It's not a company you're finding at the mall or in big box stores. Seriously, you gotta check them out. It's the apparel I wear in every video, all my posts on Instagram, everything. If I'm out that day and I'm dressed, I'm not walking around completely naked, then I'm wearing Young LA. You can head on over to youngla.com, use code RJF. You're gonna save 10% off your order, and I'm telling you, everything you get is absolute quality. I mean, these shorts, I wouldn't be surprised if they took down a real polar bear and used the fur. That's how authentic it is. Make sure you check it out. You won't regret it, I guarantee it. All right, folks, let's keep this simple. I'm gonna stab it. Oh, get a load of that. I mean, you already kind of seen it, but I'll give you another peek. That chicken, perfectly cooked, not overdone. Crispy breading on the outside with the Parmesan cheese blend. How's it not gonna be good? 3, 2, 1, let go. Ladies and gentlemen, this tastes like you ordered it at an Italian restaurant. Just listen to the crunch when I bite in. The Italian breadcrumbs add a certain Italian seasoning to this that can't be understated. The Parmesan cheese, it's there in every bite. And overall, after having something like this, I don't see how anybody could ever go back to boring meal prep chicken again. We can make subtle tweaks, like with this recipe, end up with something that fits right into our diets, but is also delicious and fun to eat. You take these meal preps to work, you're gonna have your fellow coworkers tossing that PB&J in the trash. Now, just one of our Parmesan chicken fillets, which you end up with for the whole thing, is only 227 calories, 3 grams of fat, 30 grams of protein, 20 grams of carbs with 1 gram of fiber. Being able to get in 30 grams of protein with only 3 grams of fat, slow 200 calories, for me, that's a win. The more protein we eat, the more full we're gonna be, the better our weight loss is gonna be in terms of where it's targeting. The more protein you have, the less likely your body is to go for the muscle on you for fuel as it is for the fat, so we don't wanna be deficient in that and end up skinny fat. That's not a good look. And on top of that, protein is the most thermogenic of all macronutrients, meaning that the digestion process actually burns more calories than if you were to eat fat or carbs. So in my opinion, if you want a lean, good physique, you want good weight loss, eat more protein. And if you can't stomach the regular stuff, doing a recipe like this or any of the other ones on the channel or in my cookbook is gonna make the whole process that much easier. And the final bite. Here we go. I didn't even need any sauce, anything on the side. Literally by itself, this thing stands alone as a great meal. I brought 2 because I'm a little behind on my protein today, but I'm full, so I'm not gonna eat it right now, but I'll eat it here in a minute. Appreciate you guys, as always, for checking out the channel. If you have my cookbook, it has been updated, so this whole meal prep recipe is now in there along with every other meal prep recipe on the channel, all my regular recipes, the desserts, everything you need to make your diet fun, enjoyable, something sustainable that you can actually follow long term. If you don't got it, link in description. Well over 200 pages filled with all the info you need. Smash that thumbs up button, comment down below, what do you want to see me make? What do you think of Anabutter? Are you still getting along with your girlfriend's boyfriend? All those questions and more, leave them down below. Hit that sub button if you're not subscribed. And until next time, ladies and gents, I'll see each and every one of you at the next video. See you guys. Bam, bam, boom, baby. Take it now with me.